So you've made your research, and when it comes to the best WordPress themes, Astra is always in the top results. And with more than 2 million websites using Astra, among which websites from Stanford University, NASA, and Google, just to name a few, well, it must be true. But now, since everybody's praising the free version of Astra, you're wondering, why would you even consider the pro version? Well, this question has been asked since the dawn of time, and today is the day that you'll get your question answered. And if you're building websites for a living, I will share with you the one feature of Astra Pro that will speed up your return on investment. Hello, I'm Kay from the Astra team, and today I'm going to highlight the benefits of Astra Pro versus the free version of Astra. And by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of whether you should stick with the awesome free version of Astra, or if you should upgrade to one of the premium versions of Astra for even more awesomeness. 24/7, 5-star rated premium support. I think we all agree that time is money. And building a website can go really fast for very simple websites, but it can take a lot more time for advanced websites or if you're stuck in the middle of a project. Now, by going pro with Astra, you get access to a 24/7, 5-star rated premium support delivered by passionate people that have just one goal in mind: make your website building journey a breeze. And if you ever had to deal with bad support in your life, you know what the value of good support is. Get more of everything with the pro version of the header builder. Now, as you may already know, Astra's header builder is awesome, even in the free version. So in the pro version, as you would expect, you would get more. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, just take a look at the comparison table here and pause this video. Now, we're going to detail some of these elements in dedicated segments in this video, but in a nutshell, the elements that are not in the free version are sticky header, divider element, language switcher element, toggle button element, clone delete element options, increase element count, and more design options overall. So for example, this is the language switcher. You can use flags, or you could decide you just want to show the name. You can decide whether you want to show it horizontally, vertically. You don't get all that. You don't even get the language switcher in the free version. Now, of course, I prefer when it shows either the flag or just the name. And here I can change the options and it looks way better. And basically you get more of everything. So for example, you get more buttons, more widgets, and more options. Next, let's talk about the sticky header feature, which is exclusive to Astra Pro. Yeah, that's right. As you see here on screen, we have this beautiful navigation built with the header builder, and this with the free version. But as I start scrolling, as you can see, the header disappears. It just scrolls to the content. And if I go back up, it's right there. But with the pro version of Astra, as I start scrolling, as you can see, here is a sticky header, always on screen so that the users can click on any page at any time. And as you can see, I can even change the logo. So in its normal state, I have this logo, and when I start scrolling with the sticky header, I can even change the logo. And in the customizer, it's very simple. So here it's not activated. All I need to do is go to header builder, then click on sticky header and stick primary header. But as you can see in the options, I can also stick the above header and below header, which you can find right here. So this is our header, this is our above and below header, and I can stick those as well. And now that it's activated, as I scroll, as you can see, my sticky header is on. And the sticky header feature makes it super handy for conversions. For example, if you have a call to action in your header, even as the user scrolls, the call to action will always be visible. Next, let's talk about the nav menu, and more specifically about the mega menu, which is also an exclusive feature of Astra Pro. Now, in case you don't know, a mega menu is what you see right here on screen. And basically it allows you to create, as the name says, a mega giant menu. And that's pretty handy, especially if you have a lot of items on your website. And while it can look classical, it can also look creative. So for example, here we have a blog mega menu, and it shows the last 3 items from the blog. And underneath we have a button leading to the blog archive. So mega menus are a great way to actually streamline the ton of content that you have on your website and not make your users feel overwhelmed. And in WordPress, it's as simple as going to the Astra dashboard, then scroll down to the nav menu option, enable it, then go to Appearance, Menus, select a page, then click on the Astra menu settings, enable the mega menu option, and choose the appropriate self-explanatory options. Then click on Save Changes. Next, let's talk about the footer builder and what comes with the pro version of Astra. Now, as you may have guessed, it's quite similar to the header builder, and basically with the pro version of Astra, for the footer builder, you get more of everything. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, just take a look at this comparison table and pause this video. But if we open the footer builder in the customizer of the free version of Astra, we can see that some of the missing features are the divider element, the language switcher element, increased element count, and more design options. And once again, to illustrate this, in the Pro version, I've added a language switcher, which you can basically put wherever you want. You can put it here in the below footer, or you can drag and drop it and place it exactly where you want. Next, compared to the free version of Astra, Astra Pro comes with more color controls. So just to give you an example, here I'm in the customizer and I opened a WooCommerce product. So here are the design options that I have. I can change sticky add to cart colors, text color background, button text, and button background. Now, if we open the same product, but this time with the Pro version of Astra, you can see the sheer amount of color options, because now you get general colors with title, category, price, content, breadcrumb, you get product navigation colors and product description colors on top of the sticky add to cart colors that you had in the free version. So let me scroll back up, and for example, here I can change the title color or the price color if I want it to stick out. You get the idea. Next, compared to the free version of Astra, Astra Pro comes with better typography options. So once again, if we open the WordPress customizer with the Astra options and we go to the single product for WooCommerce, we see that in the free version, basically we don't have typography options. But now, if we open the same product, but this time with the Pro version of Astra, we go to the Design tab and we scroll down, we can see that we have general fonts options. So for example, I can change the title font and completely change the font used. I can change the font weight, the font size, and basically a ton of self-explanatory options for all the major text on this page. Let's try it with the price option. And let's make the price obvious. Now, of course, you don't want to overdo it and you may want to use more subtle changes instead, but I'm pretty sure that you see the power of better typography options, especially when it comes to e-commerce. Next, let's talk about site layouts, which is another exclusive feature of Astra Pro versus the free version of Astra. And if we scroll down, we can see the concept highlighted here. So basically, as the name suggests, site layouts allow you to choose the layout for your website. Kind of makes sense, right? But let me show you. So basically, in the free version of Astra, you get container layouts and sidebar layouts, but no site layouts. And now if you open the same page, but this time with Astra Pro, you can see that we now have site layout options. So by default, it's set to full width, which is what you would get in the free version. But then you can change it to max width. And here you can define the max width in the options. So if I change the slider, as you can see, it's reflected on screen, or I can make it narrower. Now, of course, this doesn't make sense here, but you get the idea. So let me reset this. Next, we have the padded site layout. And that allows us to create very modern website layouts with a padding around the content. Now, last but not least, we have the fluid layout. And this looks like the full width layout, but it's completely elastic. So here, for example, let me play with the left and right padding. And the reason why it's not updating here on the page is because it's using a container layout that overrides the site layout. Now, let me show you on a different page. So this is my fluid layout. And as you can see, it's completely elastic. So as you can see, site layouts are very powerful because basically they enable you to get completely creative to how you want your website layout to look. Next, let's talk about the blog layouts options and the differences between the Pro and the free versions of Astra. So here we are in the free version of Astra, and as you can see, the blog looks very beautiful, yet very classical. Now let's take a look at the same blog, but this time with the Pro version of Astra, and the first thing you notice are subtle changes, like for example here we have a date block within the image that makes it look very slick. Next, as we scroll, we can load more posts by clicking on a button. And actually we could even have infinite scroll without clicking on a button. Now let's take a quick look in the customizer because the differences are really obvious. So here we are in the free versions, and basically the options we have are the container layout, the sidebar layout, the content width, the post structure, and the post content. But now if I open the same blog archive, but this time in the Pro version, on top of everything we get in the free version, now we can also add space between posts. We can enable the date box, which is what you see right here. We can decide the style, is it square or circle? And actually it looks really good as a circle too, but I prefer square. And if we scroll down, we can see that we can enable excerpt count. So here it's 55 characters, but let's say I just want 15. And there you go. I can also change the read more text. I can change the featured image size and modify the post pagination. I can have numbers, as you can see here, or infinite scroll. And as mentioned, the infinite scroll can be set on a click basis or just on a scroll basis. And of course, you can also change the load more text. So as you can see, the blog options in the Pro version are really powerful and they can really make your blog stand out. Next, let's talk about page headers, which is another exclusive feature of the Pro version of Astra versus the free version. And actually, we have a dedicated video on the topic, so I will put a link to this video in the description below. But basically, page headers allow you to add a banner just below the header. So here we have it on the shop page, but we have it on the cart page, my account, sample page, about author page, and we can even decide that we don't want to show it on specific pages like the home page, for example. So you get a lot of control on where you want to show your page headers. And you can also decide that you want to merge the site header with the page header, as you can see on screen. And it's as simple as selecting a few options. So if I take this option to merge the page header with the site header and click on update, now if I go back and refresh this page, there you go, I'm back with a more classical header and page header underneath. But once again, I'm only scratching the surface here because if you go to the display rule tab, you can see that it's pretty powerful. I can decide whether I want to display on the entire website, I can add exclusion rules, and even select who I show this page header to based on the user roles. So once again, another pretty powerful feature that comes with the Pro version of Astra and that gives you total creative control. Next, put your seatbelt on because this one is a pretty powerful one. And I'm talking about the Astra Pro exclusive feature called custom layouts. So in custom layouts, we have header, footer, 4-4 page, hooks, and inside post page content. Now we'll take a look at the hooks later, but let us focus on the 4 other elements. Now let's start with custom headers, and what you can see here on top is the standard header for this website. But now if I move to a different page, I have a completely different header. Now I want to illustrate this, so let's just imagine that it's Valentine's Day period, and I just want to have a dedicated page, and I want to change the header specifically for this page. But now if I go to another page, like the About Author, you can see that we're back to normal. Same thing for the shop page and the home page. So basically, if I had a website with 100 pages and I wanted 100 custom headers, it's possible with custom layouts. And as you may have guessed, it's exactly the same story when it comes to custom footers. So here, for example, I'm on the About Author page. Let me scroll down, and this is our standard footer. But now let's go back to our Valentine's special page. And voila, a completely custom footer. And I don't know if you noticed, even the logo is customized for Valentine's. And if I go to any other page, as you can see, we have the standard footer. Only my Valentine's special page has this footer, because with custom layouts you can decide exactly where you want to show your custom elements. So for example, you can decide to display on specific page post taxonomies, on all products, all posts, 4-4 page. You get the idea. Sky is literally the limit. And it gets better. Have you ever heard of a 4-4 page? Well, basically the 4-4 page is the page that's being served to your website viewers if they try and access a URL that does not exist on your website. So maybe the page existed once and was deleted, or maybe it never even existed and the URL is plain wrong. In that case, the 4-4 page is an opportunity to redirect the users to any place on your website. And as you can see here, with custom layouts, you can completely customize this page. So in the background, I put a picture with the theme of Valentine's Day. And I was also able to change the colors, add the text that I wanted to add, as well as a button to get back to the home page. And the beauty of it is that I can just design this page just as I would any other page on the website. And for this, I'm using the Spectra plugin, which is a visual website builder and is basically Gutenberg on steroids. Next, before we talk about hooks in the next segment, let's talk about inside post and page content. So for example here, as I start scrolling, you see this Valentine special banner. Now let's go to another page. This is our cart page. Here is the My Account page with the login box. The sample page that comes by default on any WordPress install. The About Author page. And our banner is right here. And now once again in WordPress, I can just edit this block as I would any other block. So let me put 55%, click on update. And now I'm back on the home page. Let me refresh. And the changes are reflected, but the beauty of it is that they're reflected on any page where this block appears. Let me show you. So as you can see, it's pretty powerful, and as usual, there are plenty of options. Now let's take a look at the location settings, because here I chose to show this banner after a certain number of blocks, but I could have chosen before. And I decided to show this layout after one block. But once again, I could have chosen 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Now, once again, we have the display and user conditions as we saw previously. Here I decided to show on the entire website, but I could have added exclusion rules. Like I don't want to show it on, I don't know, the 4.4 page or the third page. Sky is the limit once again. Next, let's talk about hooks, another exclusive Astra Pro feature, and while it is part of custom layouts, it made sense to have its own dedicated segment because it can basically do what all the other custom layout tabs can do, but on a much more flexible way. So building up on our previous example, here we are on the home page, and as you can see, we have a top Valentine's special banner with a countdown. And if I click on it, I'm taken to our Valentine's special page, which by the way features our custom header, our inside post and page content banner, and our custom footer. But let's get back to our homepage and our custom banner. And once again, if we go back to the WordPress admin, we're building this layout as we would for any Astra website with the Spectra website visual builder. But now the real power is in the placement, because here we have a ton more options. As you can see, the list goes on and on and on. You can place it basically anywhere you want, even in WooCommerce pages. So let's scroll back up, and right now it's before the header. But let's change this. Let's scroll down and let's put it before the footer. And let's click on update. And now if we refresh our page, boom, it's gone. And as you may have guessed, if we scroll down, there it is, just before our footer. So as you can see, it's pretty powerful, and bear in mind that you can create as many hooks as you want. You can combine those, and if you take into consideration the date and time conditions, this is literally crazy. You can have a timed event with a startup date, a end date, you can even change the time zone. So you could have a specific banner for a Valentine's special, for example, or Christmas. You get the idea. Next, let's talk about spacing control in the Pro version of Astra versus the free version. And as the name says, basically the Pro version comes with more options. So for example, here we are on the shop page. And if we look in the design tab in the free version, basically we have horizontal content alignment. But now if you open the same page, but this time with the Pro version of Astra, as you can see, we have more spacing options. So let me scroll down, and let's say we want to add some padding to the button. Here we can. And there you go. Let's put it back to how it was. And now let's add some content padding. And as you can see, we have total control on the spacing. And basically, I just showed you this one example, but it comes in many places in the customizer. Next, let's take a look at Astra Pro's WooCommerce options versus the free version of Astra. And whoa, this one could be very long if we went in depth in a dedicated video. But actually, we did. It's this one, the masterclass. Now there are a ton more WooCommerce options in the Pro version, but let me highlight a few ones. So here in the free version, we have our shop cart design with 2 options. But here in the Pro version, we have more options like this vertical design, for example. Next, we can compare the single option that we have for a single product image gallery, which is this one right here, compared to this layout in the Pro version, or even the vertical slider layout, as you can see right here. Next, in the free version, you get only one product description layout, whereas in the Pro version, you can change it to this one, or the accordion, as you can see here, or even to the distributed layout, as you can see here. And of course, you also get the horizontal default layout. Next, in the free version, you get the related products, and that's great. But on top of that, in the Pro version, you can also display upsells and recently viewed products. Next, in the free version, you get the default cart page, whereas in the Pro version, you get an additional layout that looks more modern and more refined. But it doesn't stop there, because on the same notes, on the free version, you get the standard checkout page, whereas in the Pro version, you get an additional layout with a more modern layout and a sticky order review box. And like I said, in the Pro version, you get a ton more options, among which two-step checkout, distraction-free checkout, and one great feature is persistent checkout form data. And basically, this option allows to save the data while someone is filling in the checkout form, and for some reason they refresh the page, they're not going to lose the data. They don't have to retype everything. So that option is great. Next, instead of the standard My Account page in the free version of Astra, when you go Pro, you can enable the modern layout that you see here on screen. And of course, you get to customize all of it. And it's also worth mentioning that you can enable user gravatar. And basically, if you didn't know, gravatar allows you to use one avatar for everything everywhere, and you can get it for free. So I haven't used my gravatar on this demo website, but if I had used my email address for the account I'm using on this website, it would have shown my gravatar. So just imagine for your clients, it just makes the whole experience more professional. Now, once again, if you want to know every single little difference between the free and Pro versions when it comes to WooCommerce, just go and take a look at this masterclass video right here on YouTube. Okay, next, let's talk about third-party integration. Like, for example, learning management systems like LearnDash or Lifter LMS. Now, we all know that online courses are a booming industry. And for example, here on screen, you see an integration between Astra Pro and LearnDash, and your customers can just go and follow the courses just as they would on a professional platform. Next, at the beginning of this video, I told you that if you're building websites for a living, I was going to talk to you about that one feature that's going to speed up your return on investment. And that feature is called white labeling. So when you deliver a website built with Astra to your client and give them access so that they can edit their website, this is what they will see. The Astra logo, they can go to the Astra dashboard. And if they scroll down and go to Appearance Themes, they can see that you built the website with Astra. And you should be proud of it. But sometimes you may want to customize the branding, especially for higher paying clients. And here comes the White Label Pro feature. So all you have to do is click on Settings and then fill in the new details like the agency author name, URL, the theme name, description, the Pro branding plugin name, and the starter templates branding. And we'll talk about starter templates in a moment. So once you save and then enable White Label, now what your clients are going to see is the Me theme logo and dashboard. And if they scroll down to Appearance Themes, they will see a completely rebranded theme. Now, it could be with their own branding or your own. You get to decide. So that is a very powerful feature, and as I mentioned, it can literally speed up your return on investment. And I know because I did it. Perceived value is in the details. And when a client sees their own branding, oh my. So should you use the free version of Astra or should you get one of the premium versions? Well, it depends. First scenario, if you just want to build a simple but gorgeous website, Astra Free has all the tools that you need to build a professional looking website, especially if you use the starter templates that comes with many designs that you can install in just a few clicks. Because yes, with Astra, in case you didn't know, you can use the starter templates library, which is a plugin that comes with more than 200 designs you can install in just a few clicks. Some are free and some are premium. But just with the free version alone, you can create beautiful looking websites. Now, second scenario. So for the second scenario, maybe you need more customizations. It could be for your blog, it could be for your e-commerce website or your e-learning website, or maybe you just need some of the pro features outlined in this video. In that case, it's a no-brainer. Just get the Pro plan. It's an amazing plan. Now, if you need a page builder add-on like Ultimate Add-ons and/or you need premium designs, because earlier on we saw that in the starter templates library, you get a bunch of free beautiful designs, but you also get a ton of beautiful premium designs. So if you need these, they start with the essential plan. And last but not least, third scenario. And the third scenario is more for professionals like agencies or freelancers, or maybe you plan on becoming one and start making websites for a living. In that case, it's a no-brainer. Cut down on production time and choose the growth bundle because you get everything I previously mentioned, like the premium support, you get the premium starter templates, but on top of that, you get plugins like Convert Pro, Schema Pro, Ultimate Add-ons, and the most awaited Spectra Pro. And if you want a deeper comparison between Astra Free and Astra Pro, I'm going to share two resources. The first one is a complete comparison table that you'll find on the Astra website. And the second one is a link to our Astra Masterclass video here on YouTube. And of course, you'll find all the links mentioned in this video in the description below. And by the way, if you're using the free version of Astra, if you go to Astra and then Dashboard, just click on the Freebiz Pro tab, and you'll also get a detailed comparison. So I hope that you now have a clear idea of which version of Astra you should get, and whichever version you choose, happy website building. So please let us know in the comments which scenario suits you best and how you're going to use Astra.